I made a small mock-up to compare some ESC which are available for microcrawlers and stuff, such as Orlando crawlers. Maybe custom builds like I prefer to build. Here I have the Orlando TS0002 ESC. It offers light outputs, 2.2 gram servo port for the Orlando, and it also has a 5-volt output, so you can power up your receiver without additional power supply. We have the new Azure Hawker Tarsi. It also has everything you need about lights. It has the 2.2 gram servo output, and it also has the 5-volt output for the receiver power up. And then here we have a small ESC which you can buy from China. It's a 123S. You can buy them on stacks, which is pretty cheap. And last but not least, I have the Modellbauregler AS-12 6RW. Important to add is that the Orlando ASC is made for 2S input, so you can power up them with up to 8.4 volts. And the Tarsi is able to be powered up with 2S or 3S. The cheap China one is able to power up with 1 to 3S, as well as the Modellbauregler, which is also possible to power up from 2 to 3S. For me personally, it's important to have a very good low-end control, besides all other add-ons that are very great, like on the Orlando ESC or much better on the Tarsi ESC. So I can give you a quick overview about the low-end control of these ESCs. Before I start, I'm gonna show you that I use plus or minus the same motors, and I will power them up on 2S and quickly show the RPM. RPM. As well, plus or minus 80 RPM. RPM. Last one is a little bit different. It puts out almost 90 RPM, but this doesn't matter on this ESC. First of all, I wired up the Orlando TS0002 on 2S, connected to a simple servo drive board. Now I'm slowly turning the wheel to find the spot. So it's beeping a little bit and then it starts. Now we have the Tarsi ESC as well on 2S. Trying to find the spot. Yeah, this already comes pretty smooth on the start. much earlier than compared to the Orlando ESC. And the curve feels very great to turn up. And here we have the small China one, also on 2S. Comes early start. The throttle curve is not as accurate as on the Tarsi one, and I think the starting point is a little bit later, so it's gonna spin a little bit faster on the beginning, so low end control is slightly worse. Maybe comparable to the Orlando one, a little bit better. And last, for sure not for least, it's the Modellbauregler. Maybe you remember the RPM on this motor was slightly higher than on the other one, also on 2S. So watch this. Throttle curve is very nice. The low end control is unbeaten. You can drive very slowly on this one. So now I wired them all up on 2S all together. Always keep sure, just connect one time the 5-volt power to the controller. And now we can compare directly the starting point based on the throttle of this ESC. I'm gonna turn the wheel until the first one starts. And it's the China one, which is starting the very beginning, as well as the Orlando one. So let's check the RPM. So it's starting from, let's say, 40 RPM. And here we have the Orlando ESC. This one is not running smooth, coming from 20 to 30, just jumping around. So we can keep it running from 30 to 40 RPM as low end control from the beginning. See here, Tarsi running slowly, keep its rounds. I'm gonna find the starting point. It's quite here. Yeah, that's much of a difference. 50 RPM, a starting point compared to the other two. It's much better. Let's try the other way around. Yeah. 18 RPM 15, very good. This one is waiting patiently for its turnaround. Remember, this one was a little bit faster than the other one. Starting point. As slow as it didn't have enough power to turn the wheel, but about 4 RPM possible. Make it a little bit faster for more power. Yeah, 5 RPM, it goes slower, but then it doesn't have enough power to turn the wheel here with the rubber on it. So let's make a summary. Orlando TS0002 ESC, pretty small in size. Possibility to power your receiver with 5 volt. Plug for the 2.2 gram servo. Low end control is, yeah, okay, you can use it, but there are better options. The price is about 12 or 13 bucks as far as I remember. On the other hand, here we have the Tarsi ESC, more light outputs. Also possible to add 3S compared to the Orlando, which only allows 2S. You have better low-end control. We have the servo output for the 2.2 gram ESC, 2.2 gram servo. And I have to say, for crawler uses, this is a very great bundle. Then we have the small China ESC. It's about, I think, 3 to 5 bucks. You can buy them on a stack with 5. They're put together like this. You can have 5 pieces for 18 bucks, I think. Yeah, it's okay. You have possibility to use it from 1 to 3S, but the low-end control is comparable to the Orlando one. It doesn't have any built-in 5 volt power supply or possibility to add the low voltage servo. And the last one, the Modellbauregler, it has quite similar size to the Tarsi, well, slightly smaller. It also allows to power it up from 2 to 3S. The low-end control is just awesome, it's very cool, but you don't have a servo plug or any 5 volt power supply for your receiver. And the price is about 20 euro, which is maybe about 25 bucks. For me, for some uses, like on excavators and stuff, where very well low-end control is a great value. This one may be a great choice, but it's very expensive if you need multiple ones. So for simple crawler uses, I have to say the Tarsi one is unbeaten in its category. So great ESC, very well. I hope this was a help to you. In case you have any needs of support or parts, just don't forget to check out Tiny 4x4.